Today, I'm going to teach you how your processed food cravings are actually a compass toward whole food options. One of my favorite things that I used to teach my clients when I was in one-on-one private practice as a nutritionist was how to take an emotional, satisfying processed food craving and turn it into a whole food option. For example, ice cream, turning it into yogurt unsweetened with cashews and blueberries, or a Snickers bar, turning into a handful of strawberries and some salted cashews, and maybe a piece of dark chocolate. Our cravings, which I recently explored in a past episode, are several different signals. One, for unmet emotional needs. Two, unmet relational needs. So let's say someone who had an experience with their father bringing them ice cream every evening after dinner. And now their father is dead. Their father has passed, or you're not around him anymore. And at dinner time, you crave ice cream. It's not because you actually want the ice cream, it's you're looking for the emotional, sensational experience of being with your dad again. So we meet a lot of relational needs through food when the certain kind of people in our life, especially when we were developing and growing up, were bringing us those exact foods and we were having a healthy, happy, emotional, co-regulating experience with them. So a positive association with food and the person that first introduced it to me or would prepare it for me or eat it with me. So there's the emotional needs, there's relational needs, and then there's nutritional needs. Now, all of this I go over in my 6-month nutrition group, and all of this is in my book, which comes out April 2026. You can go on my website right now or go to the link in the episode details and join the wait list for the pre-order party and group of people who are going to pre-order my book early and help me get it out into the world more, as well as those of you who want to register for the nutrition program. Again, it's a 6-month nutrition program, and I go into all this throughout the 6 months and so much more. So what I'm going to highlight today is the latter, how cravings for something refined or processed can actually be a compass toward whole foods. It can actually be a way the body's saying, I need more nutrition. And I used this example in the past episode, and I'm going to use it again. I am craving potato chips. When you look at the bag, the ingredients of potato chips, I always tell people look at the first 2 or 3 ingredients, and that leads you to the whole food option. So I'm thinking of a bag of potato chips I looked at the other day: potatoes, salt, oil. So potatoes, pretty obvious. The whole food option of a potato chip is a potato or a starchy vegetable. So that could be carrots, beets, potatoes, and squash. Those are all the different options. Then you look at oil. So that's a fat. Oil once came from something that was whole, whether it was an olive or a seed or even like an avocado or a coconut. So to make this beautiful, delicious snack of a fried potato chip into something whole food, you want to pair a whole complex carbohydrate, like I said, squash, beets, carrots, potatoes, with an unrefined fat. And the best options for unrefined fat in this case would be avocado, guacamole from an avocado, hummus, because there is fat in hummus with tahini, which is a great sauce and dressing you can use. And if you want to get a healthier version of an oil, it could be organic, unrefined olive oil. Some people who can tolerate dairy can use butter in this case, especially a grass-fed butter that's nice and golden. So this is a great example of I'm craving potato chips, this really refined, easy, delicious, palatable food that's going to give me a certain dopamine response is definitely going to increase my glucose levels, which are going to then end up increasing my adrenaline levels. So the immediate comfort from the potato chips turns into stress subsequently. However, if I do the conversion of processed to whole food, I have the same satisfaction. I have a delicious baked potato, let's say, with avocado whipped up and put on top of it and some sea salt over it because I want to include the salt. I'm getting a beautiful spectrum of nutrients from the potato. I'm getting fiber, I'm getting vitamins, I'm getting minerals, and then the avocado is giving me an incredible amount of healthy fats, along with amino acids, which are also in the potato, minerals, nutrients, enzymes for digesting it better. Then the salt is great for balancing my electrolytes and for actually nourishing the adrenals. When you crave a lot of salt, it can be because your adrenals are low. And sea salt, especially that has iodine and other minerals in it, is great for the thyroid and other glands in the body. So this simple craving for potato chips turns into profound wisdom that my body's saying, I actually want a complex carb with a nourishing fat and some salt. And that snack becomes either a small meal or a delicious whole food option in between meals that's way more glucose stabilizing, and it has a lot of calories still, but an incredible amount of fiber and nutrition that goes along with those calories. So it's not just calories without the nutrients. In my nutrition program, I teach you the entire conversion chart, which includes proteins, carbohydrates, fats, sauces, crackers, chips. When you're craving a certain processed food, how do you convert it over to something unprocessed? And I think this is a really practical option for a lot of people. In my past episode, I talked about interrupting your cravings, how to be with the sensations that come up before immediately enjoying something you're wanting, immediately following the impulse. Once you learn how to do that, you have a little more capacity and patience to prepare food that takes a little more time, a little more waiting, a little more sensation building up as you're waiting for it to be ready. So if you're applying that practice and then doing this, where you're looking at the first 2 or 3 ingredients and learning, well, what are the whole food options to that? Then you have a way to start actually transforming your diet via your cravings. So not trying to not crave or hide cravings or repress them, but actually listen to them to meet unmet emotional needs, relational needs, and nutritional ones. And for now, until my book comes out or unless you join the group, you won't have the full conversion chart. But what you can do is look at the first 2 or 3 ingredients of any food you're craving and go online and Google, where does this come from? Where does this oil come from? Oh, it comes from a seed. Okay, I'm going to get some salted seeds at the store. What does sugar convert into? Sugar converts best into fruit because fruit is the most natural form of sugar on the planet. And you'll start to learn intuitively, but especially once you get my chart in the future, how to start making these conversions in a way that's simple. And then it becomes just kind of a natural second nature. You don't have to really think about it. You just look at something and you realize, oh, I want a carbohydrate. I'm going to grab a carrot and some almond butter. It doesn't mean you never have potato chips. It just means you learn to have more options so you can nourish yourself while also appealing to your taste buds and your instincts and what your body's really wanting. Thank you for watching today's episode. Please like and subscribe if you found it useful, and let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. If you want to learn much more about nutrition, especially through the somatic lens and how you can use food to recover from stress and trauma, there's really no better time than now, because I am about to lead a 6-month nutrition group that begins on July 8th. This group meets every week for 6 months, and I will teach you everything from somatic practices to help you be with the emotions that come up around dieting and food, as well as the nutritional biochemical component of protein, carbohydrates, fats, and how to understand instinctive eating in a way that nourishes your body instead of just soothing your emotions. When you bring somatic practices with nutritional ones, you get to eat for nourishment and then learn other ways to hold your emotions and tend to yourself instead of using food that could be detrimental to your health and your balance of your body. For more information about this group, please click on the link below in the episode details, and you have until July 7th to register. I look forward to seeing you in there. I have developed a 4-week self-paced course that takes 18 years of my personal and professional experience and puts it into one place where you can easily and quickly learn the foundations of recovering from stress and trauma. How does the food you eat affect your stress levels? How do the relationships in your life create stress or peace? How does the relationship you have with your body allow you to feel happier and more settled? I will cover all this and so much more in this 4-week self-paced course. And the best part, it's self-paced. You don't have to sign up at a certain date or finish it at a certain time. It's yours for life, and it's waiting there for you when you're ready to finish it. Throughout this course, I'll be teaching you philosophies and practices that combine my 3 favorite modalities: somatic experiencing, embodied parts work, and nutrition. For more information on this course, click on the link in my episode details.
Getting there, it was just, I could tell something special was about to happen. There's just something about in-person retreats that just doesn't compare to online space.
Minla is outstandingly beautiful. Why not be there with Luis and his team?
My body knew that something intense was going to happen in the most beautiful way.
It was all about getting what each and every one of us needed and what the community needed.
My biggest takeaway is that I got introduced to myself.
We're just a bunch of misfits trying to find community with one another, and that's where my heart just blasted open because I felt like seen, and yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it.